Hey there, little buddy. Don't be sad anymore. Ice Bear will protect you.
Bearface Rabbitface, the three bear brothers, the heartwarming rescue of a lost bunny. Redheart evergreen tree. The forest was unusually quiet that morning. No birds were singing near the old oak trees. No squirrels were racing through the branches. Even the gentle wind seemed to have stopped, as if the entire forest was waiting for something to happen. Then, from somewhere deep among the trees, a tiny cry broke the silence. It was soft. It was frightened. And it sounded like someone was desperately calling for help. Far away, inside their cozy cave, the three bear brothers were enjoying a peaceful morning together. Grizzly was happily preparing breakfast, Panda was looking at pictures on his phone, and Ice Bear was quietly organizing their supplies. Suddenly, Grizzly stopped. He looked toward the forest. Panda lowered his phone. Ice Bear also turned his head. They had all heard it. A small, trembling sound coming from beyond the trees. The brothers looked at one another. They knew immediately that something was wrong. Without wasting another moment, they left their cave and followed the sound into the forest. As they walked deeper between the trees, the crying became louder. They crossed a little stream, climbed over fallen branches, and pushed through thick bushes until Grizzly suddenly stopped. There, beneath a large tree, was the smallest bunny they had ever seen. The little white bunny was sitting alone on the ground. Its fur was covered with leaves, its ears were lowered, and its eyes were filled with tears. It looked terrified. Grizzly slowly approached and sat down nearby so he wouldn't frighten it. Panda gently placed a few berries on the ground. Ice Bear quietly brought some water. The bunny looked at the three brothers but remained too scared to move. Grizzly could see that the little animal wasn't simply hungry. It was lost. The brothers carefully searched the area, hoping to find the bunny's family. They looked behind trees, near the stream, and around the bushes, but there was no sign of anyone. A tiny blue ribbon was tied around one of the bunny's ears. It looked like something a loving family member might have placed there. The bunny must have belonged to someone. The three brothers made a promise. They would not leave the little bunny alone. They decided to call her Lily. Lily slowly began trusting them. She accepted some berries from Panda. She drank water from Ice Bear's little cup. And after a while, she moved closer to Grizzly and rested beside his giant paw. For the first time that morning, Lily stopped trembling. But the biggest problem remained. They had to find her home. The brothers began following tiny bunny footprints through the forest. The footprints were difficult to see, but Ice Bear was extremely careful. They followed the trail until it disappeared near a rocky hill. Grizzly searched everywhere. Panda checked the bushes. Ice Bear climbed onto a rock and looked across the forest. Nothing. Then suddenly, dark clouds appeared above them. Rain began falling. At first, it was only a few drops. Then the rain became heavy. The forest quickly turned cold and muddy. Lily became frightened again. She pressed herself against Panda while Grizzly looked for shelter. The brothers discovered a small hollow beneath a fallen tree. They carried Lily inside and protected her from the rain. For hours, they waited. The storm continued. Lily eventually fell asleep between the three brothers. Grizzly watched her sleeping peacefully and realized something important. Sometimes, helping someone didn't mean knowing exactly what to do. Sometimes, it simply meant staying beside them until they were no longer afraid. When the rain finally stopped, the forest looked completely different. Water sparkled on the leaves. Small streams flowed between the trees, and the clouds slowly moved away. A beautiful rainbow appeared above the forest. Panda smiled. Maybe it was a sign that they were getting closer. The brothers continued their journey. After walking for a long time, Lily suddenly lifted her ears. She heard something. A faint sound came from beyond the hill. The brothers followed her. But instead of finding her family, they discovered a dangerous broken bridge over a rushing stream. On the other side was another part of the forest. Lily stared across the bridge. She seemed to recognize the trees beyond it. Her home might be on the other side. But the bridge was damaged. Grizzly carefully examined it. Panda became worried. Ice Bear began searching for another path. Then Lily suddenly ran toward the broken bridge. Grizzly quickly caught her before she could get too close. The little bunny began crying again. She wanted to go home. The brothers understood. Ice Bear found several strong branches nearby. Together, the brothers worked carefully to create a safe path across the damaged section. Grizzly carried the heavier branches. Panda tied vines around them. Ice Bear tested every part of the bridge. Finally, they had made a small crossing. Grizzly went first. Then Panda. Ice Bear followed. Lily carefully hopped behind them. Halfway across, one of the branches moved. Lily slipped. Panda immediately reached out and caught her. For a moment, everyone froze. Then Panda pulled Lily safely into his arms. Grizzly hugged them both. Even Ice Bear smiled. They continued across. On the other side, Lily suddenly ran forward. The brothers followed. She was getting closer to home. The trees became smaller. The forest opened into a beautiful meadow. And then they heard it. A frightened voice calling from somewhere nearby. A mother bunny appeared from behind a bush. She looked exhausted. She had clearly been searching everywhere. The moment Lily saw her, she jumped forward. The mother bunny rushed toward her baby. They hugged tightly. For several seconds, nobody moved. Grizzly smiled. Panda wiped a tear from his eye. Even Ice Bear looked emotional. The mother bunny turned toward the three brothers. She couldn't speak, but her grateful eyes said everything. She had been searching for Lily since the day she disappeared. Lily had wandered away during the storm and became lost deep inside the forest. The blue ribbon around her ear had helped the brothers recognize that she belonged to someone. Before leaving, Lily hopped back toward the three brothers. She hugged Grizzly's leg. Then she hugged Panda. Finally, she climbed onto Ice Bear's foot and gave him a tiny kiss. The brothers laughed. They had only known Lily for one day. But sometimes, one day is enough to create a memory that lasts forever. The brothers began walking home. The sun was setting behind the trees, painting the sky with beautiful golden light. Panda looked back one last time. Lily was standing beside her mother in the meadow. She waved her tiny paw. The brothers waved back. Grizzly smiled and said nothing. He didn't need to. They all understood what that day had taught them. A forest can be big. A journey can be difficult. And sometimes, someone can feel completely alone. But kindness has a way of finding people in the darkest places. The three bear brothers had started that morning thinking it would be an ordinary day. Instead, they had found a little bunny who needed them. And Lily had reminded them of something they would never forget. You don't have to be powerful to save someone. You don't have to be perfect. Sometimes, all you need is a kind heart, a little courage, and the willingness to stay when everyone else has walked away. As the brothers reached their cave, the first stars appeared in the sky. Grizzly prepared dinner. Panda looked through the photos they had taken that day. Ice Bear quietly placed Lily's little blue ribbon, found loose near the trail, on a safe shelf as a reminder of their adventure. The brothers sat together. They were tired. They were muddy. They were hungry. But they were happy. Because somewhere beyond the forest, a little bunny was finally sleeping safely beside her family. And that was the best ending they could have ever hoped for. Red Heart the end. Red Heart. If this heartwarming story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more emotional adventures of the three bear brothers. Bear face, panda face, snowflake, rabbit face. And before you go, tell us in the comments, if you found a lost little animal like Lily, would you stop and help it? Red Heart.